Hello guys, I had this 10 inches tablet for longer than I can remember. I think it was an Iconia tablet. It still have an NVIDIA Tegra 2 processor. I changed the ROM, I tried to overclock the processor even just to be able to use it. But to be honest, it's past its time. It's time to replace it. And since I was looking for a 10 inches tablet, I love the size. And I still like Android. I find it one of the best operating systems. But I wanted also a tablet that was allowing me to do some productivity. I went for something that hopefully solved all my necessity. This is a CHUWI Hi10 Pro. There's a dual boot. It's a 10 inches tablet with a dual boot. It's got Windows and Android. So hopefully this will be exactly the answer to what I need. Inside the box there is the power adapter, I believe. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it's the adapter, then goes to USB for the British market. And let's open this one up as well. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to open it with you guys, and then I would like to run some tests, see how it performs and everything else, and we'll take it from there. And as I said, I have a lot of hopes for this tablet because it could really solve some of my issues. Fantastic. Okay, wow, it looks good already to start with. Oh, so much thinner of course than my previous one. The design, well, it feels lovely. It feels well, it is aluminium. This is compared to my previous one anyway. Of course, we need to check all the specification and everything else. It has an Intell processor. I think it's the X5Z8350, if I remember correctly. Inside the box also we have, okay, manuals, warranty cards, and all the certification that has been checked and everything else. Product inspection. There is the manual. This is written in Mandarin, so this particular part. Oh, there we go. We got the English part as well, giving some information. What else do we have in the box? It is actually a very nicely packaged box. Somewhere in here they should be fantastic. There you go. And this is the cable to charge the tablet. Quick tip actually, the charging cable is a Type-C port. So we have the adapter over there, then goes power plug to USB, and this, if I can manage to open it, it's just there you go, it's a Type-C cable. So my phone actually does use a Type-C, so I can probably use the same cable anyway. It's a thick cable, it's a fast charging cable. But what I recommend doing, what I suggest doing, we'll charge it up and we'll test it and see what it's like. As I said, this should have a dual operating system, Windows and Android. So I'm really looking forward to test it. It's the first double operating system that I tried, and really looking forward to it. Okay guys, give me some time and we'll go through it. So guys, after using this tablet for a couple of days, these are my observations. Firstly, I really like the amount of ports that we have. Micro HDMI, micro USB, USB Type-C, which is absolutely stunning, and I really like that. As I said, my phone has got a Type-C as well. I got already also a pen drive with a Type-C, so it's nice and easy for me to do whatever I want with that. TF card. This has got also stereo speaker on both sides. One thing that I noticed with that, they are very loud, they are very good, we'll test them in a second. The only thing that I noticed is that when you keep the tablet in a normal orientation, you tend to cover both of the speakers. So I've been using this sometimes playing games, for example, by turning it upside down, so I leave the speakers empty, uncovered, let's say. And now to the main feature of this tablet. One of the reasons why I chose this tablet is the dual operating system. I absolutely adore the possibility of having both Android and Windows on it, because then I can use it for productivity onto the Windows mode, and Android, you know, if I want to mess around and have a game or play something. So simply from the screen, as you can see, you can choose what you want to start with. So we'll go for Windows in this particular occasion. And it is nice and easy. And also, once you're in Windows, then you can select an icon to restart in Android, or the other way around. Android is Android 5, so it's not the latest one, but it's still, you know, it's still absolutely fine. It's still okay for everyday use. Pardon me a second, let me log in the meantime. And there we go. So yeah, the screen is nice and bright, the colors are brilliant. So I really like the way that it looks. I really like the responsiveness of it. I've also put the same game on both Windows and Android, so we can test how it works. I put Asphalt 8 on both of them. So of course on the Windows mode you have functions like Microsoft Word and whatever else that you can install quite easily, and it does become therefore very good for productivity reason. There is the icon to now switch into Android, which actually, let's not do it straight away. Let me first load Asphalt 8, so we can test Asphalt 8 on the Windows part, and then we can test it onto the Android part. This is not a gaming tablet, guys. Do not expect, you know, fantastic results, but I tried Asphalt 8 and it is playing. A media resolution is fine. So as you can see, everything is working absolutely fine. We'll have a quick game on the Windows part, and then I will change it into the Android. I really like also this, to go back into the main screen and everything else. So notification system. As you can see, everything is actually very responsive, considering the price of the tablet, and you know, the dual function and everything else. Very quickly, I was telling you about using a Bluetooth keyboard. Well, I'm not even going to turn it on at the moment, just to make it a bit quicker, but if you want to use it for productivity reasons, again, in my case, I then type on a tablet like this, on the keyboard like this. Of course, you can use the keyboard that is directly through the tablet. It works incredibly well. It's just then for major things, potentially it's easier to have a keyboard. And that's why I was suggesting, if you're, you know, buying it also for typing a lot, do get their own specific stand. It will work much better. And in all honesty, I'm looking into buy one myself, because the tablet is so good, and I think it deserves to have that type of option as well. So going now into the Android part, as you can see, you know, it is already, you can do it directly from Windows. You don't need to do it from the boot. So even if you did a mistake at the start, you can then get into Android. And yeah, once you are in Android, we'll test it from there. Cameras also, of course, front and back. Will give you a quick indication of how they look later on. In all honesty, the picture is not that amazing. It's fine if you're trying to do a Skype call, but personally, for anything, I would suggest to use your phone. It's probably a far better resolution than that will be. It is quite blurry, you know, on the camera. It is, you know, maybe substandard to some of the more expensive one. But again, let me make very clear one thing. As a tablet, quality of the screen, power of the processor, flexibility, ports, I absolutely adore it. I definitely recommend it. Price-wise, it is incredible, and it's a 1080p tablet. So definitely, for all those type of characteristics, definitely recommended. And there you go, guys. We are now into the Android OS. I was going to see if we can, there you go, if we go into settings, I can show you then is the version 5.1, there you go, so it's the lollipop one, there you go. So in fairness, it is a bit on the old side, but everything works absolutely fine, not a problem at all. And there is Asphalt 8, so we can do a quick comparison to the way that it plays into Windows as well. Again, fully playable, nice to have there, and the point of putting Asphalt 8 was that if it works with this, it will definitely work with other games as well. So this is quite a demanding game. Actually, let's do exactly the same screen maybe. As you can see, in some respects, it's a bit snappier, I feel, onto the Android part of it. Potentially it has been better optimized. This is down to the game than anything else. It's better optimized on Android. While we're talking about optimization, Windows has released a lot of updates recently, particularly the Winterfall. It took me about 14-15 hours to update the tablets to all the new Windows driver. And I strongly suggest it, as soon as you get in, go through all the updates. And again, the Windows function in this case brings you back to the main screen. So just to summarize, guys, this is an absolutely stunning tablet. I'm going to grab a scale and potentially weigh it as well, just to give you an indication of the weight. But we say it's about 550-600 grams. Stereo speaker, amazing screen quality. I love the Windows button there, is very useful. We check the cameras actually while we are at it. As I said, not something to shout home about it. The dual functionality between Windows and Android, absolutely stunning. Really like that. So there you go, let's put something there. And there you go, that's the quality of the camera. As you can see, it is fine, but it can get a bit blurry. So the you know, it is not the most responsive. The colors in fairness, they are okay, a bit maybe washed out, but yeah, you know, still fine for what I needed anyway. Let me go and grab a scale and we'll trace the weight as well. So the weight of the tablet is 581 grams, 582, there you go. Battery wise, lasted me about 8 hours or so, in sort of a medium type of use. When I started playing games, didn't play for that long. I played for probably something like 40 minutes an hour. The battery lasted me for about 6.5-7 hours. So I'm totally happy with the battery as well. And I really feel that the tablet itself has all the characteristics and the look of a far more expensive one, and the manufacturer has done an amazing job in keeping the cost down and producing something that's very good. I mean, the only thing that gives away maybe then is a bit more budget than some of the very top of the end one, is then maybe you can see the glass, the bezel is a bit bigger, but to be honest, you know, for the price, it is a stunning quality tablet. So I'm absolutely in love with it, and I really like the dual feature of Windows and Android. So very much recommended, but one suggestion, potentially get the keyboard as well to make full use of the capability of this tablet. Thank you guys.